look in the mirror, man, you're so dirty. Yeah, you look so dirty. You were never worthy. Lately, it's you.
Welcome to the Jeremy Hill Show. If you're easily triggered, leave now because this is not the show for you. Now, what I will be discussing in this reaction video, I want to discuss the extreme promiscuity that we have among modern women, black women in particular, in my most humble opinion. Now, I want to really explain why our women have so many miles on their coochie. Okay. Now, before I do that, be sure to hit the notification bell. Once you do that, select the option that says all. Then you will be informed of all my new content. Can you dig it? Now, let me go ahead and get into this story, man. Let you hear this story. It is sickening in my most humble opinion. It's going to blow your mind, Jack. Boom. Yeah, I hope y'all ready for this. Yep. Like I always say, let's get it.
I would see my mom masturbate. I would see my mom have sex with many different men. I would see my mom watch pornography. I would see my mom let guys rub their hand in her breast and her shirt. We lived with my grandmama in Phoenix City, Tin Top. That's my hood. That's where I'm from. My grandmama had an extra room in the house, but she never allowed me to have my own room. So me and my mom, we slept in the same room and we slept in the same bed. So I would always see her men over as always some type of sexual. If it wasn't sexual intercourse that I would see or hear them doing, it was very intense kissing.
Let me jump in there. I want you to understand that a lot of our women are exposed to adult behaviors before an appropriate age. There are many young women in our community who are living what she lived through as a young girl. Can you imagine, can you imagine being a child and witnessing with your own eyes your mother having intercourse with men? And as she said, not just a few men, many random men coming in and out the house. Also, you witness your mother pleasure herself. What type of sick woman would do that in front of the child, knowing the child is there to watch it? Think about the stuff that this woman's saying. Now tell me, don't you think these type of women who experience these things are going to be damaged? And don't you think that these damaged women is going to bring those burdens, those traumas into any relationship with a man? Most of the time, these women are ruined before they get to be a teenager. So many traumas. And then women, young girls, would tend to emulate the behaviors that they are witnessing, especially when there's no one there to tell them that these behaviors are wrong, that they are perverted. When there's no good husband there, no strong male figure to jump in and say no, they become what their mamas was, a whore in most cases. This is whorish activity, man. And people don't want to talk about this. They always want to paint the man or the men as the predators. Women are also predators too, but they don't get that type of attention. It's always bad if a man does anything out the way around a minor. But no one is talking about what about the women who allow their daughters to be touched inappropriately by their lovers, or mother herself being a pervert in front of the child. But let's get back to what she better get into. All right, let's get it.
Always a man over. I only could conclude that for this particular night, there wasn't a man over. So, mind you, we slept in the same bed and a man wasn't available that time. So, as a little girl, she put on a pornography tape. And at first I was asleep. But
how old were you?
All I remember is I was in first or second grade. She put the video on and she started getting excited by what it was she was listening. And I wanted to say in my heart, can you turn it off? I'm trying to sleep. But I was so afraid of her. So she then lifted up my nightgown, put her two fingers just like this. He's me, I'm her. We're literally right here. That's how they put two fingers like this into my underwear, rubbed them across my clitoris.
Now, how sick can a woman be? Now, unfortunately, gentlemen, that is the reality of not just young girls, but young boys. There are a lot of women predators out there who would do that, who get off on that. So her mother was someone who believed in incest. She was so out of control when it came to her lustful desires that anyone can get it, even if it was her young daughter who was in the first or second grade. Grooming that daughter to be a whore, grooming her to possibly sleep with the boyfriends that she has slept with herself, because she might have just been freaky like that. She probably thought it would be hot to be sleeping with a man and then also have her daughter, when she reached her teenage year, to join in. I want you to think about that and let that sink in, what you just saw, what you just heard. That is terrible. Now, I'm gonna put something else on the screen for you. Give me a moment, y'all. I got more for you. You know how I get down, man. Yeah, man, this world crazy. I'm put another crazy clip up here for you. Give me a second. I'm gonna put this up here first, because I think this woman gonna have something pretty good to say. Boom. All right, make sure I'm there. Now she's gonna make a very valid point, this lady here. Let's get it.
This is why through history, women's sexuality has been controlled so much. I know that women today argue that men should not tell them what to do with their bodies and they shouldn't have any say on what women do. But the problem is that that's men protecting women. They kind of have to. And men, when I say men, I mean their father. This is why father is so important, of course. But women's sexuality is a problem because
Women's sexuality is a problem, especially when there's no father there. You heard this white woman is saying to you. Women who feel like it's my body, my choice, I can do whatever I want. I can do what I want. These are the main ones that have several bastard children by several men who never once proposed to them or asked for their hands in marriage. Women have allowed this feminist culture, this hookup culture, to just ruin their outlooks when it comes to chastity and restraint. Now, the philosophy of all modern women, and this extends beyond sexuality, but in my most humble opinion, their mentality is, if it feels good, do it. To hell with the consequences. Not understanding that they are ruining not only themselves, but the generations that follow after their example, because again, the younger generation always tend to some degree emulate the actions and the behaviors of the generation that came prior. So this is why a woman must learn how to close her legs, learn how to be a woman of chastity, if possible, remain a virgin. I ain't gonna say it's really a choice. Remain a virgin until marriage. If all these women today was to remain virgins, or teach the younger generations to remain virgins, and they actually adopt that ideology, you will see fewer STDs, you will see fewer non-marital births. These things seem archaic now to the modern world when you say chastity, virginity, self-restraint, temperance. This seems like an archaic words to where they don't think it matters anything anymore. They think that's out of touch. You're being out of touch. That's just in the past now. We don't do those things anymore. And because of that type of thinking that we are experiencing or witnessing ourselves today, we have the problems that we have right now. The destruction of the nuclear family. More and more women having children out of wedlock. More and more women contracting STDs, but not just STDs, but incurable STDs. Women who are dying as hoes. Women who are trying to be a whore, give that coochie to the wrong person, he can't leave her alone. Now he's mesmerized and he feels that if he can't have her, no one else can, so he takes her life, all because she was fast in the ass. Let's keep going.
women are vulnerable. Women are weak. Women get abused. Women get confused. Women fall easily for many things that aren't real. And this is the reason why women's sexuality has been controlled throughout history. And it's been controlled so hard in the past that women, of course, have died for just being hoes. Women will get killed for being a hoe. But the reason is
Did you hear that? One more time.
so hard in the past that women, of course, have died for just being hoes. Women will get killed for being a hoe.
Exactly. For the reasons that I just told you, too. And there's many more reasons as to why they can get, deleted for being a woman who lived that type of lifestyle of extreme promiscuity and very little, if not any, self-restraint. Well, I'll be talking to y'all pretty soon, man. Do me a favor, hit that like button when you get out of here. Hit that subscribe button. Can you dig it? And most importantly, hit that notification bell and select the option that says all. So that you can be informed of all my new content. Can you dig it? You can dig it. Anyway, I'll be talking to you pretty soon, man. Y'all take it easy now. Yeah?